You know that feeling, right? You spend a whole afternoon tackling that messy closet, and when you're done, you just stand there, soaking it all in. That feeling of pure satisfaction, it's like a universal high. But what is actually happening inside our heads when we tidy up? Let's get into the fascinating psychology of why we love to organize.
So yeah, why does a clean room feel so good? That's really the big question here, isn't it? And spoiler alert, it's not just about making things look pretty. The answer goes way deeper, right into our fundamental human needs for things like control, clarity, and calm. You know, all the stuff the world doesn't always give us.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. It's like the two sides of the coin. On one hand, you've got chaos. All that visual noise, that clutter, it literally translates into mental noise. You feel stressed, overwhelmed, confused. But then, on the other side, you've got order, a space that can finally breathe. And when your space can breathe, your mind gets room for calm, focus, and clarity. It really shows how our environment is a direct reflection of what's going on inside us, and the other way around too.
Okay, so first up, the allure of order. Let's dig into why we're so drawn to this idea in the first place. It's so much more than just being a neat freak. There's a really powerful psychological reward system at play here.
Think about it. So many of our big goals in life, at work, in our personal lives, they're long-term, they're kinda abstract. But tidying up? That's different. You start with a mess, you put in the work, and then, bam, you have a visibly transformed space. There's a clear beginning, middle, and end. That whole process gives you an instant hit of dopamine, a real, tangible reward that just screams to your brain, hey, I did that. I actually made progress.
And that amazing feeling of accomplishment, it actually builds into something even deeper. It taps into one of the most powerful drivers of human behavior, which is our deep-seated quest for control.
Okay. So when your job is stressful, the news is just a lot, and the future feels totally uncertain. Well, you can't just snap your fingers and fix all of that. But you know what you can do? You can organize your bookshelf. Tidying up becomes this incredibly powerful coping mechanism. It's our way of carving out one small corner of the universe and saying, here, in this space, I am completely in command.
And this quote it nails it. When our external world is orderly, we feel a greater sense of internal calm and command. By taking control of our physical surroundings, we create this powerful sense of control over our own lives. And it's not just wishful thinking. When you order your space, you're actually sending a signal to your brain that things are manageable, and that can genuinely lower your anxiety.
Now this is super interesting, this idea of cognitive load. Basically, every single object in your line of sight is a piece of data that your brain has to deal with. So a cluttered desk, it's basically shouting at you, deal with me, don't forget this, what even is that? When you tidy up, you're pretty much just muting all that background noise, and that frees up a ton of mental bandwidth for the stuff that actually matters.
All right, so what are the actual concrete payoffs for all this effort? Well, that brings us to the very real mind-clearing benefits of getting organized.
And the benefits are pretty impressive, honestly. Take cortisol, the stress hormone. It actually goes down. Why? Because our brains see physical clutter as a bunch of unresolved tasks, which acts like a low-grade, constant stressor. So when you clear it away, you're literally telling your nervous system, hey, the threat is gone. You can relax. All that newly freed up mental energy, it sharpens your focus, it makes decisions feel easier, and it can even spark creativity because your mind finally has the quiet space it needs to wander and make new connections. And get this, some experts estimate we can waste up to an hour a day just looking for stuff we've misplaced. Think about that. That's not just lost time, it's lost mental energy. Over a week, that adds up to almost a full workday that you could get back just by knowing where your keys are. It's kind of wild.
But you know, there's always a flip side. Like any good thing, the pursuit of order can be taken way too far. It can get to a point where it stops serving you and starts controlling you. So, can tidiness go too far? The answer is, oh yeah, a resounding yes. There is such a fine line between a healthy habit that brings you peace of mind and a compulsion that just feeds your anxiety.
So what is the difference? Let's break this down. A healthy habit feels good. It feels satisfying and calming. A compulsion, on the other hand, feels anxious. It's like this constant pressure you can never quite relieve. A habit is flexible. You know, if a friend drops by unexpectedly, it's no big deal. But a compulsion, it's rigid. That same unexpected friend would trigger intense stress because the perfect order has been disrupted. And maybe most importantly, a healthy habit is all about improving your life, which ultimately gives you more freedom. A compulsion is driven by avoiding fear, and the irony is, it makes you a slave to your own rules, which gives you way less freedom.
Okay, so how do we get all the good stuff from being organized without falling into that obsession trap? Well, it all comes down to finding your own personal tidy balance.
This right here, this is the key, the big takeaway. Organization is a tool, not a destination. The point isn't to live in some sterile, perfect showroom. The real goal is to create a space that actually supports your life, cuts down your stress, and frees up your energy for the things you genuinely care about. It's a means to an end, not the end itself.
So how do you find that balance? Well, first, you gotta identify your why. What are you really after? Is it calm? Is it efficiency? Keep that goal in mind. Second, set some realistic goals. Your home is for living in, it's not a magazine cover shoot. Third, focus on progress, not perfection. And finally, and this is the big one, always remember that your space should serve you, not the other way around.
So I'll leave you with this one last thought. Just take a look around you, right now. Your environment, it's kind of like a mirror. It's not judging you, not at all, but it can tell you a lot. So what is your space telling you about your state of mind today?